All right, today we got a team I have a future bet on. I'll explain what the bet is and why. This Dolphins offense was exciting last year, got a ton of attention. Head coach Mike McDaniel answered the question of him being able to replicate the offensive success after leaving Shanahan in San Fran. Through the first 12 weeks of last season, Miami was ranked third in offensive expected points added. Tua was number one rated QB in EPA as well. They were 8-3 when Tua started to break down. Miami kind of limped into the playoffs, losing 5 of their last 6 games. And it was actually third-string rookie QB Skylar Thompson who played in Miami's season-ending loss at Buffalo. No question, a healthy version of this offense is top 3 in the league. In just the 12 games Tua started, they scored 29-plus points in 9 games. But it's actually the defensive side of the ball as to why I'm high on this Miami team. Vic Fangio is the new defensive coordinator, and he's going to bring a completely different scheme change. Last season, the Miami defense brought tons of pressure, a lot of cover zero. They had the third highest blitz rate in the league. This led to allowing a lot of explosive plays for opposing offenses who would just take deep shots against man coverage. Vic Fangio style of defense, exact opposite. He's probably the best defensive coordinator in the NFL the last 10 years. In 2019, ESPN did an interview and they asked Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan, and Matt LaFleur which defense was most difficult to read and attack. They all separately said Fangio. The reason for this is mainly because of how confusing the defense is post-snap. Pre-snap, he's almost always in the same formations. Fangio forces teams to make the conservative decision, hardly ever allows explosive plays. Every defense Fangio has been a part of has been atop the league in opponent air yards with a very low average depth of targets against his defenses. Miami has a reputation of having such an explosive offense, at least when Tua is healthy. I think we see odds makers post some high over-under totals here. Defensive time per snap stats is a metric that's really important for totals. The more confusing things are for offenses, the slower they play snap to snap because they have to run through multiple pre-snap checkoffs or audibles at the line. The more simplistic style of defenses, the opposing offenses tend to play at a higher pace. Fangio routinely has one of the best defensive time per snap numbers in the league. This might make Miami an under team despite their offensive capabilities. Also, I like that Fangio has nothing else to worry about besides the defense. When he was in Denver as a head coach, he was less involved in every aspect on defense, but now he's back where he belongs as just defensive coordinator, and he's loaded with talent on defense. Last season, Miami faced one of the top 5 toughest schedules in the league. This season, it's just as tough. Miami will play 8 games against the top 8 teams in Super Bowl odds, including 4 against the top 3 Super Bowl favorites, Kansas City, Philly, and Buffalo. They face 9 of the top 10 quarterbacks based on my rankings. The good news is they do play 9 home games, and since 2015, Miami is the second best against the spread home team, covering 61% of the time at home. I bet Miami plus 315 to win the AFC East. This bet was made before the Jalen Ramsey injury, which is tough, but I think they'll be all right without him. If the defense can live up to the hype, they have a real shot. Not worried about the offense besides Tua, kind of having a growing injury history, and not sure you can rely on him to start every game. Mike White is now the backup, who we might see start some games this season, but best wide receiver duo in the league with Hill and Waddle. Also like the Braxton Berrios pickup too. He should be open a lot with defenses showing a lot of attention to Hill and Waddle. Miami has a tough strength of schedule. They'll be battle tested, but that's all I got from Miami. Hopefully this season's AFC East champs. Thanks for watching. Chicago Bears are up next. See you tomorrow.